go.
Sounds like you have a skill issue because you can't be sympathetic to Buster's point of view.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just get overly tired of all the cynical. This thing is worse than this thing, and that's just my opinion. It's like, no, it's not worse. It's just different. Please stop.
Yeah, the internet is bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's record a podcast for the internet. Hey, everybody, welcome to Modular Components. This is the weekly podcast where we hang out and shoot the shit as internet people, sometime with guests. Hi, I'm the Vacuuminator. I'm the lead internet person. There's no other internet people who are more important to me except maybe Boingo Rider. Hey, Boingo Rider.
I argue the importance of myself.
I don't. I think you're a very important and special person. I care about you a lot.
No,
Almost as much as I care about Snowcone83. Hey, Snowcone.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Fine.
What level would you place your own importance at?
I don't know.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I try to take time to care for myself. I think keeping yourself in check is pretty important, so I'd say 10.
That's a good idea right there.
Can't take care of other people if you ain't taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Very, very wise sage wisdom there. And you may be a 10, but do you know who's an 11? Buster Court.
No.
Hey, Buster, what's going on?
Things, videos are happening. I'm cooking. Tired. Getting changes at the house.
What are you cooking? What kind of dish? You doing like some Italian stuff over there?
No, grilled cheese.
Okay. Can I have a slice?
Sure.
Yeah. Hey everybody, we have a guest on this week. I've gotten another Infinity Gem for my my Infinity Gauntlet of VPals. Elma Schwarz is here. Hi, Elma.
Wow! Hello.
Wow.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, I'm Elma Schwarz. To do my full VTuber intro spiel.
Yeah.
I'm your local magical office lady, purveyor of all things cute and gay. I primarily do streaming on Twitch under Schwarz. That's most of the content I put out. I've got a sporadic web novel that I'm attempting to make happen, but writing hard. And yeah, I do some TTRPG stuff, but most of the games I do are typically your anime waifu RPGs, gacha games, rhythm games, bit of Touhou.
And if you can make it gayer, you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, as far as I understand it, you are like the supreme gay of the VPals. Would you say that's a correct assessment?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've focused my entire personality around liking girls.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, the most I hear about you is just like, oh, this is a girl Elma would be interested in.
Yeah. It does definitely become like a measure that is used to assess waifu anime characters.
I mean, you've trained all of us as your friends that go like, oh, when we see Elma girl, we send to Elma, going like, Elma girl?
Yeah.
Just like whenever I see a short, blonde, headstrong but kind woman in a comic, I send it to Vac.
Yeah, and it's almost like those two things weirdly overlap sometimes.
It's a good archetype. That is a good archetype.
Yeah, it's one I find quite appealing. Put
Very
it that
good
way.
archetype.
So, how'd you get into the whole VTuber thing? How'd that come about for you, and where did your character really come from?
Yeah, I've been watching VTubers for a long time. If it's not obvious, just by literally every word that comes out of my mouth, I'm a giant weeb. I've been watching VTubers since the pre-HoloLive days. I started back on Keys in a Eye.
Oh wow!
So yeah, I've been watching VTubers for a really long time. And then one of my IRL friends, Yiggy Evergreen, who I believe has been on, started doing VTubing, and I kind of helped support with that. I did some modding for his channel. And as I saw that and was watching more of that, it looked kind of fun, seemed kind of cool, and figured I ought to give it a shot myself. As far as the character, I'm kind of in slow, gradual rebranding, but the general idea of it was, at the time, it was a character for a web novel idea I had that I liked quite a bit and felt I could adapt pretty well to a nice VTuber theme. So that's kind of where that started out.
Yeah, you just recently like debuted a new model and everything, right?
Yeah. So I've kind of been on like big semi hiatus. I'm kind of at the point where I'm kind of sort of out of hiatus, but like not with anything structured yet.
Mm.
And
similar
part of
situation
that
to
was-
Boingo.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah,
I'm not going to
and-
come back with a cute 3D girl model.
I mean, you
Come on, do it.
You're just unwilling
You
to.
could. Exactly. But yeah, I've had a variety of issues with my old model, and I was kind of noticing that like when I would think, hey, maybe I should try streaming, one of the things in my head that would stop me from that is like, but I don't like my model, I don't want to use it. So eventually one day I just got bored and decided, you know what, let's remove that block in my head, and I just sat down in Vroid, which is a program to make like 3D VTuber models for free. And I just made a good model, and I ended up really liking what I made. So I decided to just go with that.
Fair enough. So I've heard tell of the idea that you are the kind of main organizational force in the VTubers. How in the VPals specifically, I should say. I don't think you control all VTubers, but I definitely think
If I
you're-
control all VTubers, I wouldn't exist.
Yeah, I definitely do get the impression from Boingo though that you're a bit of a sheep herder when it comes to the VPals. How would you
I
respond to those
suppose.
accusations?
I suppose so. I mean, accepting praise. Oh no, scare we. But but no, yeah, a lot of the people that are in the VPals are either people that I invited or like, I run the Discord server that we kind of operate out of. So it's either people that I like personally invited or like other people came to me like, hey, I think this person would be pretty cool with their vibe. Can they come in? And usually I say yes because I'm not that exclusive with the VPals. But yeah.
Did you were you the one that named the group? I don't think I've ever gotten that information on who did that.
Yeah, and it was really just a like 10-second decision like, oh, I'm making a Minecraft server. I need something to name it. What's a fun, goofy name? The VPals. That's fun and goofy. And it's apparently become our brand name now. Whatever our brand is.
You gotta open a joint Spreadshirt store or something now.
Yeah.
Somebody to design a logo.
I mean,
Nice.
there is a logo, but it was like Elba said, it looks like it was done in real quick just to have something because it's a Minecraft cube.
It's a Minecraft cube with the letter V over it. I made it in probably like 5 seconds.
Oh
And
my
most
God,
of that
that's
time was
amazing.
probably just trying out different fonts for the letter V.
I don't know what's more amazing to me, the fact that you put that little effort into it, or the fact that like if you guys just suddenly decided like, all right, VPals is going to be a brand now, we're going to have our own like we're gonna do a bunch of group stuff, and like there's gonna be like maybe I don't know a fucking podcast. It would be like way more popular than anything we've ever done for Modular Media.
I don't know about that. I can
just
let
for
me
sheer force of how popular some of you guys are on your own, I would think.
Because Hatch is a bit of a heavy swinger. If
Hatch,
Saretsa swings, yeah, Saretsa swings pretty hard. Here, this is the logo that we use for our Discord server. You can see.
Oh, that's not the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a
looks
lot
nice.
more pixelated. I got to be honest. I thought
But
it was going to be like
looks nice.
420p.
It's just low effort.
I just find it also hilarious that it's a Minecraft block. It's Minecraft Diamond, but like we just go months at a time without touching Minecraft.
Yeah, because like VPals originally started was I had a Minecraft server. I think prior to like the creation of the quote VPals, I think I had played in the server with like Yig and you, Boingo, I think were one of the early ones.
Yeah, it was Yig first. You had a collab with him. Then it was me, and that's when I started building my house. And the next one was Hatch, and then VPals started.
Yeah, so like we had kind of had like a couple people that had filtered in, and I kind of wanted to like open it up a little bit more to like more of my like larger like streaming social circle. So we started the VPals Discord server as a Minecraft server. That was what it originally, like, the purpose was. But, you know, we're all friends. We like talking to each other. So it just kind of gradually shifted away from Minecraft into just a, like, general kind of hangout, like, collab planning sort of thing. But remnants of the old original Minecraft purpose do still remain.
Yeah, I mean, like, regardless, the branding definitely has helped you guys all out a little bit. Because, I mean, like, I kind of knew who Hatch was before VPals was a thing. But most of you I did not find until after VPals. Because Boingo was just every once in a while would mention, oh, yeah, I'm part of this other thing now, too. And I just sort of slowly assumed to it.
When we started, and I think we largely still have this attitude, like, none of us really wanted it to be like, you know, a HoloLive or a V Shoujo. Like, we are this group. This is the group we belong to. None of us really wanted it to be that, but, like, you know,
like, if one of you was offered
a
V Shoujo contract, you wouldn't be like, no, you're in VPals.
Yeah, no, like, I don't think any of us really consider ourselves like a hard set, like, group in the same way. But, you know, we're all friends. We all like each other. We all want to support each other. So it's kind of a more convenient, like, networked way to, like, toss out that support to each other.
Mm-hmm. It's a good excuse, a good branding excuse for collabs, which I suppose is also kind of the idea behind Modular, though Boingo and I have a grander vision for an eventual end game in like 40 fucking years.
I mean, here's the thing. Part of that end game is roping in the VPals to give them comfortable lives.
So this is where the VPals Infinity Gauntlet comes in.
Yeah, you're all gonna have dorms on the Modular campus.
You can just make whatever you want to make, though we'll probably recruit Elma to be our accountant.
Oh, are you an accountant in real life?
I have done some work with accounting. Most of my work is in more like operations. That's where a lot of my stuff's done.
Okay.
A lot of like data entry, legal, like overseeing like documents and stuff. Like, I don't want to go too deep, but I've generally worked in like shipping and import-export. So a lot of it is like
shipping receiving department.
Yeah, and I'm the one that like looks at all of the like documents required for like sending shipments out of the country. So like, does this have all of the required information that the governments need to know what's happening? Is the airline going to think that this is a bomb? And I need to make sure that they don't think it's a bomb.
Would this be like working out of a warehouse or a separate office building or something like that? Just curious.
I've worked a couple different positions in the same field. We had one that was a smaller company where we had the office that was attached to a warehouse. I never had to go out into the warehouse, very, very rarely. If I ever did, it was usually because we were working with like a more like high security shipment that needs like specific labels on the crate. So I would go out and check that those labels are all there and look okay. But that was all I ever did in the warehouse. And I've had other jobs for larger companies where they use a third-party warehouse and we don't have one on site. So it just kind of depends.
Okay,
usually we're connected to a warehouse.
Yeah, because I used to work in a warehouse as like a forklift shipping receiving guy, and I do very clearly recall like taking just stacks of papers pulled off of pallets and just putting them on someone's desk and being like, "Sorry," and they're like, "It's my job, dude."
Yeah. No, I was the office side of that sort of job.
Okay. I guess we could kind of pivot a little bit now and get into like some kind of general media interest, because I tried to do a little bit of research on you today, but it has been a bit of a hectic day, so I only got to watch like 1.5 streams.
Well, I like I said, I've been pretty inactive lately, so I imagine it's a little.
You're not inactive in our hearts.
Aw.
It also feels weird because you said like, "Oh, you've been inactive," and it's like, yeah, you have been inactive, but I'm thinking like, but I see Elma all the time. It's like, oh, wait a second, I'm in a group chat with her and we voice chat regularly.
You also did do like 2 6-hour Undertale streams semi-recently.
Yeah, so that was just kind of spur of the moment. Like I've been unemployed for a while, so I've been like I have a lot of time in my days to fill. And
I know that feeling.
I had just gotten the new model, so I wanted to do something with that. And I'd had the idea in my head because I played Undertale ages ago. I really liked the game. And when I played Undertale, enjoying the game so much was what inspired me to think, like, I should probably try playing mainline Touhou games. And now I play mainline Touhou games, and I've gotten pretty decent at those. So I've always kind of thought, like, okay, now that I've gotten good at Touhou, I kind of want to go back and do Undertale again and see how it feels compared to that. So I've had the idea of like do all of Undertale in one sitting stream. So I decided I might as well do that.
Isn't Touhou like those endless scrolling shooters with like a shit ton of lore to them?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Not necessarily endless. Like it's set levels. There's bosses. There's goals. You do beat the game at some point. But yeah, it's very, very difficult bullet hell sorts of game with cute girls.
How'd you find a lot of that stuff? Like, where did the interest for that come from besides just enjoying Undertale?
So Touhou had been on my radar for a long time. Touhou is massive in Japan. It's a little
I've heard that
hard.
fandom is like a sinkhole.
Yeah, so I think, honestly, like, I feel like not only are the games of Undertale and Touhou kind of similar, but the fandoms also, I feel, have a lot in common. It's very much like a small indie game made by one dude who just wanted to make a game, and it just took off, and people just went crazy. All sorts of like fan works, music, side games, because part of the deal is the guy who made it is super loose with the characters, and basically anybody can do whatever they want with the characters, and he generally doesn't care. So that led to a giant fandom explosion of all sorts of things. I remember I first discovered it because I'm a big rhythm game fan, and a lot of rhythm games will just have an entire section. You know, you'll look at like the categorized songs. You'll have like Vocaloid music, anime music, Touhou music as its own category on the same level as Vocaloid and anime. So like, I asked one of my friends who knew a little bit more about stuff at the time, like, what's Touhou music? Why is it so big? And yeah, it's
Why
just that big of a fandom.
Music from the Godzilla series in here?
But yeah, so it had kind of been on my radar, and like the characters are very cute. It's a lot of like the aesthetic that I like in character design. So it had been on my radar, and I'd kind of considered it, but Touhou has the reputation of being incredibly difficult and one of those games that you kind of have to abandon your humanity to get good at. So I had been nervous about actually playing it, but once I played Undertale and was like, I really enjoy this kind of gameplay. Like the Sans fight was great. I loved that. So like I wanted more, and I was like, you know, Touhou is probably this but more. So I decided to go for it. And yeah, I like it a lot. It's very fun. I enjoy it.
So Buster, when are you going to start playing Touhou?
Eventually. I want to play it, but like, I don't know. I guess like to sing the games is hard for me because I have to go on like a sketchy website, and it's like, I don't know. And also just finding the right one to begin with is hard. Like I don't want to.
Yeah, there's a lot of Touhou games.
Yeah, I do have like a fan-made Metroidvania in my Steam wish list.
Yes,
I do want to play.
Yes, I played that one. That one's quite fun. I like that one. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah. I'm probably a bad person to ask because I don't play a lot of Metroidvanias, but I liked that one.
I mean, you could always go in like chronological order and do like a big, like you could do the Kamen Rider retrospective for Touhou.
It's interesting. Chronological order for Touhou is really interesting. The first 5 games in the series were for like Windows 98 and are almost impossible to play nowadays just because they were made on super outdated hardware.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, they rebooted the series on Game 6 when they started with like actual like more modern stuff.
So I'll just start with 6.
So you can start there, but 6 is considered one of the harder games in the series. So if you want to start there, yeah, they're all hard. That's what I did. I did start at 6, and like it was incredibly hard, but you eventually get through it. You slam your head against the wall enough, and eventually you break through the brick wall.
Yeah, I do that all the time, especially because I suck at games. So I'm like, freaking, I'll guess I'll fall.
Also, I looked up the series on Google Images, and I love how every fucking image looks like a completely different game.
Yeah, well, because there's so many different people that make Touhou games. It's the one guy still makes the mainline games, but he lets anybody make Touhou games. So there's so many, all sorts of different companies come out with Touhou games.
Wow.
It's kind of similar to like Vocaloid in that regard, where like anybody can use Miku to do pretty much whatever they want. It's similar with Touhou.
All right. Well, I suppose that's an interesting gaming anecdote. What kind of like shows and movies are you into these days?
Generally, I'm a big anime fan. I've recently, I guess not recently, it's been several years, but I've kind of shifted more towards manga as I've gotten older and have less time in the day to
the classic
sit through anime. Yeah. Manga was a little easier because I could like read it on my lunch break or whatever. I also tend to go for a little bit more niche genres that don't get made into anime a whole lot. So there's a lot like wider subject range I can choose from with manga. I'm very big. I always like to say if you want to know if a series is something Elma will like, there are 3 checkboxes and you need to hit at least one of them. Otherwise, your odds aren't great. It's not impossible, but odds aren't great. Those boxes are gender bender, which I include cross-dressing under that umbrella. Yuri's good, and just really fucking lewd, degenerate shit.
So, how do you feel about Metamorphosis?
God damn it!
I haven't heard of that. Haven't heard of that.
You haven't heard of Metamorphosis?
Stop putting your degenerate shit on other degenerate shits.
Elma literally said degenerate shit. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying don't push your degenerate on other degenerate. You're crossing the degenerate.
By all means.
I don't even like it. I'm not even into that shit. I just know what Metamorphosis is. Metamorphosis is like one of the most well-known hentai manga for gender bending shit, at least in the circles I travel in.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look into that more. I haven't heard of that.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it in a long ass time, but I believe it's literally like little boy goes into a cocoon one night, emerges from the cocoon several weeks later as a little girl, and sexual shenanigans ensue.
Yeah. I like how I've read multiple gender bender series that involve a guy going into a cocoon.
Oh my god.
It's almost like that's a metaphor for something.
Yeah. Like cracking an egg, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. An experience that's maybe more common than one would assume if they were born before a certain period of time that we're currently experiencing.
But yeah, no, I'm really big on like To Love Ru is one of my favorite series. Absolutely love To Love Ru. I'm most Yuri I will at least give a shot. I've gotten a little picky. I feel like Yuri's gotten pretty common these days, so I can get a little pickier with it. Yeah, gender bender I usually always read. It's my good stuff.
Nice.
I've gotten really into this is completely in a entirely different direction. Okay. I've gotten really into Romance of the Three Kingdoms recently.
Yeah, you were talking about that at the beginning of the Undertale stream.
Yeah. Again, my friend Yiggy Evergreen talks to me about Romance of the Three Kingdoms a lot, because I like Dynasty Warriors, but I've always liked Dynasty Warriors more for the custom characters. But like I see the characters a lot. And then more recently, there was that anime Your Boy Kong Ming, which has Zhuge Liang from Three Kingdoms getting like reverse isekai'd and becoming an idol's manager. I love that series. It's phenomenal series. So
equivalent would be like to think of was like it's like if King Arthur came back and was like, "Hey, I'm your manager now."
Yeah. But yeah, Yig recommended I watch the actual series, and I started off watching it with my girlfriend, and she was a little like kind of iffy on it, but I was hooked. I've been watching that like every night.
Wait, what series? Because Romance of the Kingdoms is like originally a 14th century novel, and it's been adapted a bunch of times.
I've been watching the, I believe, 2010 Chinese live-action drama.
Oh, okay.
Well,
which is what you
Vac,
recommended.
Vac, to connect this all the way to Vac's interest, did you know that there's a Romance of the Three Kingdoms tokusatsu show produced in Korea?
I feel like I've heard
surprise
that
me at all.
It's on YouTube, English subbed. It's called Legend Hero.
Wait,
This is what Legend Hero is? That's hilarious.
It's pretty solid from what I've seen.
Isn't there a Kamen Rider Ghost form based on the Three Kingdoms as well?
Let me go look at this.
I feel
It's
like
wild how much stuff references Three Kingdoms. It's everywhere.
well, I mean, it's because we don't have those cultural connections like built in from childhood.
Yeah,
And it's just like all over Eastern Asia. Whereas like we in the Western world, it's like Gilgamesh is like common fucking understanding. It's like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Avalon, we get Avalon.
It's similar to like the Odyssey, but for Eastern Asia.
I'm looking. I don't think there is a form like that. I think
I googled it as well. There's a Monster Mash that's a reference to it in Build. I think I was thinking of, I can't remember what the form is called, but I know there's a form that Necrom has at one point that I thought for a second there was Three Kingdoms based, but now that I think about it, it's probably actually Monkey King based.
Oh, it looks more Monkey King based. I just looked up Necrom forms and it's Egypt. It's just Egypt. So I don't know.
Jesus Christ. You guys are bad at geography.
It's almost like we were raised in America.
I was raised in America and I'm not this bad.
Yeah, but you like go out of your way to learn shit.
Okay, so like it's
You're like a good person or something.
Yeah. Okay, so like the Necrom form you were thinking of is it's based on a Buddhist monk. I'm gonna say it, but a Chinese Buddhist monk who lived during the Tang Dynasty in the 6th century.
Okay,
it's Journey to the West based. It is Journey to the West.
Oh, it's the Buddhist monk in Journey to the West.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna share an image for reference.
That's the form I was thinking of. God damn, Necrom is fucking ugly.
You're ugly.
I mean, this is a known fact of the channel. Why do you have to just fucking like that? Jesus. Necrom's base form is alright. I just don't like any of his side grades.
That's fair. I think his V Cinema form is kind of cool, though.
What was his V Cinema form again?
I'm gonna share it.
Is that like a Deep Spectre repaint?
Semi?
Yeah, I hate that thing.
Oh, God
Jesus Christ. Vac over here, absolute hater.
Yeah.
I hate most of Kamen Rider Ghosts, so...
Sanzo. That's what the form is. Sanzo.
Yeah, and now I can remember his stupid fucking wrist block saying Sanzo.
We're never talking about Ghost again on this podcast.
Oh, don't hold me to that.
Tired of hearing this guy's shit takes.
What are you, fucking Aki?
No, Tim.
I mean, Aki's not immune to shit takes. Just ask them
Everyone's immune to. Everyone has shit takes, Boygo. The sooner you accept that, the sooner we can.
I don't have shit takes.
I don't know about that, bro.
Name one shit take I have.
I'm scrolling through. I think most of your MCU.
Damn. Wow.
That's just like that thing you like and are empirically an expert on. Yeah, you're shit at it.
Okay, maybe not that. I tried to think of a response quickly, and I'm like, that.
Yeah, even I was prepared to say, like, I can't think of anything specifically now, but I'm sure you're not perfect, Boingo.
Yeah.
What if I was, though? I'm not.
No, you're not.
None of my tastes are bad or degenerate in any way.
You can't be perfect. Your name isn't, oh god, what's his name? What's Tim's husbando's name?
Hauser.
Yeah, no, his real name.
Well,
I'm also not Dan Kuruto, so
Yeah, you're not Gaia Matsu.
You're not Dan Kuruto. You're not whoever.
You're not Ace. Doesn't have a last name, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a last name. He
No.
doesn't. Oh
Not
my
in
God.
his original form, just his current reincarnated form.
He doesn't have a last name.
Yeah.
Nobody
He
calls
gained-
him this.
He gained various versions of Ukiyo over the centuries, but
Oh,
I believe
his last
originally,
name is Ukiyo right now. He has
Yeah.
a last name.
Nobody's called
in
him
his
Ukyo
original
forever.
form, he's just Ace.
All right, enough Geets talk. Save it for the. We scared the
Elmo,
host.
who's your favorite Kamen Rider?
Let me common riders images.
Fair warning, most of them are men.
Oh, this one's cool. This one's cool. I like this. I don't know what this is. I like this.
That's the literal first female writer who came about something like 30 years into
Good.
the franchise.
Have they
She's
not
in
officially?
one movie and she gets killed in her first fight scene.
Damn.
Not in her
Damn.
first fight scene. It's not her first fight scene. It's just
Have
like
they not genuinely retcon Tackle?
Nope.
Tackle's still pseudo.
Tackle is not allowed to be a Kamen Rider.
I think. Like, I'm not sure about Elma, but I think she might like Jean from the Revive.
Jenny.
Jean. I don't
Yeah.
know how you say her name, but like.
Jenny's good.
That's
Oh,
decent.
I think Elma would really enjoy Aguilera.
Yeah.
Just sucks we can't really recommend that show because that show is like very mixed. All the
Yeah,
stuff with the girls is great though.
Yeah. Look at these. These are the two like female writers of Revice. They're like the best part of the show.
And they are
Very
basically gay. The show
Yeah.
just says like,
Oh.
oh, look at them being friends multiple times. The show
Ah, yes.
really does that.
Friends.
Like there are two
Yeah.
boys who want to be their boyfriends constantly around them, but it's constantly portrayed as we do not care about you. We would rather be gay.
Look at this like official figure photography and just I don't. How are they denying it at this point?
Beautiful.
You
Beautiful.
can't deny the allegations.
Yeah.
History will say they were roommates.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a female writer Boingo likes. Here's Kamen Rider Poppy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's decent. I like that. I like what they're
I'm
doing.
not the
with
biggest
helmet.
fan
That's
of-
very cute.
I'm not the biggest fan of the suit. I just like Poppy People Popo.
Oh yeah, she's a great character.
Yeah.
There's a side by side of her in her civilian outfit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I do really like Harajuku fashion. That's very
Oh,
good.
She's a literal video game character brought to life as an idol who moonlights as a nurse.
Elma,
That's
it's
very
even better.
good.
She's from a rhythm game.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, her fucking game is called Do Re Mi Fa Beat.
That's quite good.
Oh, there's this lady from Decade.
She only transforms once.
And it's in the movie.
But it's still a good suit.
It's a
Yeah.
good suit, yeah, but also like I mean she's a great character in Decade, but also just
Yeah,
Decade
she's
has been-
Kamen Rider Kivala, by the way.
Yeah.
That's decent. That's decent. I like the last one more.
I mean, like pretty sure because Kivala isn't gonna show up. She hasn't really showed up much in like post series stuff anyway. So
Yeah. There was also a period of time where, like, they would always, before they started just regularly having female writers in the show, they would always make, like, a toy exclusive female writer that was retconned to be that same character on, like, the toy packaging. Like, there was an SIC that was that character taking Gaim's powers and getting a unique form that just looked awful. I don't even remember what it was called.
I'm
'cause-
looking up Gaim SICs now.
yeah. You can tell it's supposed to be a woman because it has massive hips.
Which one? Is it the Ichigo arms or?
No, it's not Ichigo arms.
Yeah, I know, but this is Naga, which is the current lady writer.
Mhm.
Okay.
She's
What they're
a
going
she's a
there.
Twitch streamer who wants to find true
Oh,
love.
that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, here it is. I found the
SIC.
Oh, it's
SIC.
literally called Natsumikan Arms.
That looks awful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Here's a better picture of it.
Yeah, still like, oh, that's rough, buddy. That's rough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ironically enough, the Gaim SIC era is one of the only eras of SIC I like, generally speaking.
I like a lot of the SIC stuff. Maybe I'm just an edgelord.
Maybe.
I like the Hibiki one. I know like Jobby did an infamous review on it, but like I just think like that like just Hibiki lends himself really well to SIC.
Yeah, there's Hibiki lends himself well to SIC, and Gaim does cool too, because it's just like making it more overt that it's samurai armor.
Yeah.
A lot of the other SICs I don't care for.
Yeah.
I think like the more science-based ones were cool, mainly because it made them look more like armor and cyborg.
Like Forze? Like
Forze was one. I'm looking. These are just the statues.
Oh, the Forze one looks really good. Actually, Forze one.
Like, here's some of the guys from Ryuki, and they look pretty solid. But it's just more like we made the armor a little bit bigger, and yeah, it's just making them chunky. It's fun.
Yeah, chunky boys. Yeah,
I just don't like that aesthetic for a writer. Like, I guess it kind of works for that Forze. I actually haven't seen that one before. But the Ryuki boys, it just looks like you're adding more detailing onto a suit that doesn't need it.
fair. Well, either way, SIC is God, so I can't hear you anymore.
Please.
How do you feel about SIC, Elma?
Those are
They're
solid letters.
They're not anime waifus. You wouldn't buy them.
Oh, somebody did a concept fan art of what a Nago SIC could look like. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's not
really-
SIC. That's Bishonen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the Bishonen like statue line, like where they like gender bend all the dudes.
Yeah.
Oh,
They've been doing that for Transformers. When are they going to do that for Kamen Rider?
I don't know.
The closest I've ever gotten to any like tokusatsu Sentai sort of stuff is probably just Precure.
Oh yeah, Precure. I
That
need
is
to
my
get into
closest.
that.
I do like
have you,
Precure.
have you been watching the new one or?
No, so a while ago I tried starting from the beginning, which is ambitious.
Yeah.
I made it through the first 6
Oh.
series.
That's pretty good.
I gradually pick it up and watch a little bit.
How much Precure is there on the whole now? I've lost track.
Like 20
I
series.
think last I checked they were around like 18, 20, somewhere around there, but that's
I'm
probably a
looking
bit
at-
outdated by now.
I'm looking. There have been 20 total entries.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's giant. Absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Also,
good. I like it.
Boingo, that drive is literally one of the figures I think of when I think of why I don't like SIC.
I love it. I love the fucking pipes on the legs.
The pipes bother me so much.
Oh, he looks like a
course
fucking car.
Of course, the 90s edgy comic fan would love SIC.
Okay, let's continue pivoting though. Elma, how do you feel about the Bishoujo Transformers? Just talking
I've
about
seen
those.
a little bit of them. I feel like
I'm
remind
gonna look them
myself.
They have literally done
I do
Optimus,
like
Megatron,
Bishoujo
Bumblebee, and
figures.
Starscream.
Yeah, I saw the Starscream one. They're good. I do like those. That's
The Starscream one
always a good
just got
line.
announced. I love that
Yeah.
they incorporated her wings by making it like an instrument case.
Yeah, I like that quite a bit. That is a very solid design.
I would imagine that Megatron would just get for you the kind of hoity kind of gal.
Yeah, hair's too short.
I can
Not a big
understand.
short hair fan.
How are you feeling about Optimus?
Let's see, Optimus is solid. I like that. That's a good look.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
the
that
one the
look-
fandom really
I don't
took
look
to.
at that and think that's Optimus Prime. I feel like this is my bare bones understanding of Transformers characters. That doesn't give me Optimus Prime vibes, but I like the character design. It's a good character. I don't know if this screams Optimus Prime to me though. But
Yeah,
again,
it doesn't really have the dad energy you associate with Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know how
Yeah.
you give that to a female design.
You make her a
It looks
dummy
too-
mommy.
it looks too like young and spunky.
Yeah. That's more of an Orion
That's
Pax.
Transformers animated Prime.
No, it's Orion Pax.
Yeah.
You do realize Orion Pax was a fucking nerd, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've been reading the IDW2 stuff with him.
Oh,
Wait, why did Vac say? What was that noise, Vac?
that's just a noise. Don't read
Oh,
into
hey.
it, bud.
Here you go,
Okay.
Vac. Here's the one anime statue you'll buy one day.
Oh my god, god damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's in my local vintage toy shop, and every once in a while I go, I should just ask about the price. I should just ask, and then I never get up the courage to.
Does your local toy shop know you're a Supergirl fan?
Yeah, because for a while there, I was trying to have like a collection of just Supergirl merch on a specific shelf, and then I realized that didn't fit with my vision for my collection, so I sold everything except my icon Supergirl.
You mean it's cringe? You don't want to have like an entire show?
I mean, shut the fuck up, is what I mean.
Our shelves of fictional girls cringe. Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, that's all you have, Elma.
That's my
Do you
entire
have any
room.
idea who you're dealing with?
And then like one character. You have like a shrine devoted to one specific.
So what you're
character.
saying is I should also start a shelf for Gokai Yellow, the Yellow King Ogier, and fucking Magic from Marvel Comics.
Good luck with that, man. Just good luck with that's all I'm saying. Good luck with that.
I would love to have a shrine devoted to a character, but like most of the stuff I'm into is a little too niche. It's kind of hard to find merch outside of Japan.
Lucky you.
The things I like have merch, they're just too expensive, and I don't want to spend buku bucks on them.
Yeah.
I just don't have money.
It's depressing, Boingo.
I know.
Weekly reminder: Boingo is poor.
If I had stayed on Hollow Live a little longer, I could probably have a shelf of Himemori Luna stuff by now. But I kind of fell off Hollow Live. I'm like casually into Hollow Live still, but not that deep.
Yeah, that's one of those franchises, like, I don't begrudge anybody for being into it, but I just can't see the appeal unless you just love idols like nothing else.
Yeah, I do like idols. I just, it was largely a time issue. I used to watch them quite a bit, but once I started VTubing myself, and I had, like, actual friends that were streaming, I kind of started to prioritize watching my actual friends as opposed to random girls that I will never meet. But I still pop in occasionally. I keep up with the music a lot. I do like the music.
Who are some of your favorites? Like, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say more successful, but some of like your favorite bigger VTubers.
So I have this on deck because I'm always happy to shill these two. Okay. I hardcore love Himehina. They are two of my absolute favorites. I think they probably are my favorite musicians. I love their music. They do a lot of, they kind of predated the like modern like live streaming fad of VTubing. They were earlier in like the Kizuna Ai day of like shorter 10-minute videos of like sketches or goofy concepts or whatever. They still kind of do those. They got hit really hard when YouTube took away community captions. Yes, that's them. They got hit really hard when YouTube took away community captions because that's how they were getting English subs on their videos. So unfortunately, it's a little hard to watch their newer content. But the older stuff still has it, and their music is phenomenal. I still stand by, I think their music videos are probably some of the most like visually interesting in the VTuber scene. They are so talented, and they're self-produced. They aren't with any like larger companies. They started indie, and I believe they've like built their own group of like people, like fans basically, that help them put stuff together now.
Considering how much stuff I'm finding for them just after a quick Google search, that's really impressive.
Yeah, I think they are probably up there for like most successful independent VTubers. They are incredibly, incredibly successful for what they've done. For a long time, they held the record for the most views on a VTuber video on YouTube with one of their covers they did. And eventually HoloLive took that over. But for several years, they had the record for the most viewed VTuber video.
Is it still their most viewed video in general?
I would guess so. I wonder if let me double check if their original music is past that. Let me see.
Well, I mean, I just went to the popular, and it has 18 million views. Their most popular video.
Yeah, that's probably the one. That's this one. And then the original song they've got that would probably have the most. Let's see what that's at. 14 million, so slightly behind.
Nice.
Yeah, they're quite good. Definitely recommend their music. I have bought tickets to every one of the concerts they've done for like the streaming versions of their concerts. I actually might be able to, over time, I bet they're the ones I'm going to be able to make a shelf for, because I also buy all of their Blu-rays. I like
Damn, they put
music
out
quite a bit.
Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Neat. Part of me is also imagining it's like how Linkara did fucking DVDs.
He still does.
I mean, Linkara fucking teamed up with the VTuber Takahata recently on a stream.
No, Takahata's cameoed in Linkara. They've been friends even before the VTuber days.
I know, but I'm saying Linkara did a VTuber thing.
Yeah, multiple times.
I forget that I own a lot of Linkara's early Blu-rays, or DVDs. Jesus.
I mean, what was Channel Awesome but people putting on a fictional persona in order to create content? And is that not in and of itself a VTuber?
Oh, God, shut up.
You know, pro wrestlers are VTubers.
Yeah.
Well, that I can more heartily accept, because pro wrestlers. I can more accept that. Also, speaking of virtual,
I don't respect pro wrestlers. It's fine for them to be VTubers.
I don't know.
So one of the streams of yours I actually did get to watch was the semi-recent collab you did with former Modular Components guest Huey Doulahan, doing a fast food restaurant tier list. And there's a couple specific things that happened in there that I feel like I desperately need updates on.
Yeah, go for it.
So, first and foremost, you said you haven't eaten at Five Guys since you started liking cheeseburgers, because there was a period before where you didn't like cheeseburgers, but now you do.
Yes.
First of all, that's really weird. I've never heard of anything like that. Impressive.
My food tastes start actual fights. I have
by how quickly you guys were rushing through things in there.
I have very extreme food tastes, and I've gotten better. I've tried very hard to get better. It's been like an active effort. But yeah, old Elma.
Apology video.
Had some really
change everybody.
Let me put it this way. I was once slightly taken aback, not horrified, it was just more like, of Elma posting a photo in the group chat, and it was just what she was eating for dinner, and it was just mac and cheese with cut up chicken nuggets in it.
Did anyone stop her?
It's so good.
That is literal 7-year-old food.
Yes.
Like, it's not bad, and I don't want to make Elmo feel bad for eating it, because, hey, comfort food is comfort food. But it was just more of like
food, eat it.
It was just
get a
more
little
like
protein in your mac and cheese.
What was the context with which this was being posted? Like, was there a request to see everyone's dinner, or was it like, look at my fancy schmancy dinner here, everybody?
No, I think it was probably look at my fancy schmancy dinner. We share food pics in the VPals a lot. We've got a couple cooks. And I'm notoriously not a great cook. I did a video of cooking on stream once, and it was bad.
The egg has not been seen.
Yeah, I'm picturing Yiggy and like, look at these fantastic 5-star meals we've just composed, and then Elma's like, I make mac and cheese.
Yeah. But yeah,
is the egg clipped, Elma? Is the egg clipped?
Yes. I'm looking for the egg clip. I believe it's my most viewed clip.
Okay. Are you all right over there, Buster? I heard you making noises.
Me?
Yeah.
Are you making noises?
A little bit.
Give me a second.
Sounded like you were trying to have everybody ignore you, like maybe you did this as well. So I wanted to check in. But getting back to Five Guys. So
yeah,
I worked at Five Guys for a number of years, and both before, during, and after, Five Guys has remained like one of my favorite burger joints of all time. I desperately need to know, have you gone back to Five Guys yet?
No, I still haven't. I really want to. I keep thinking I need to do it, but I never do.
Is there one in your area?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're all over. They're all over. I really don't know why. I just don't go out a whole lot, I think is the big thing. And like, if I go to Five Guys, I don't want to Uber Eats it. Like, I want to actually go there in person.
Yeah,
get,
no,
like,
you
a
drown
proper
in French
burger.
fries. There it
you
is.
can't take Five Guys home. If it gets
Yeah,
out
yeah.
cold, it's not going to be as good.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't go out to eat a whole lot, and like, especially now, unemployed, kind of trying to save money. It's just, it's never a good time, but I think about it a lot. I do really want to get down there.
It'll be the only time Elma would want guys in her.
Okay,
Yes.
so when you have the money to go back to Five Guys, the money and the inclination, I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's what you got to do. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you gotta go up there and you gotta confidently. It's very key that you have confidence at the Five Guys, because if you don't, they're gonna talk down to you. They're gonna try and explain the whole menu to you. You need to go in there and you need to confidently say, "I want a cheeseburger." You don't get the little cheeseburger because that's just one patty, and those patties are really thin, and you're not gonna be able to taste the beef as well. The regular burger is a 2-patty. You don't get the bacon cheeseburger because their bacon is so hard. I swear to God, it will chip your teeth. You get it all the way. You get the grilled onions, the grilled green peppers. You get
No,
A1
you're
steak.
losing me.
No. Trust me. You gotta put all that shit on there.
Zach, you are talking to a person who has the tastes of a 7-year-old. Why do you think they would like green peppers?
Help with that right now. I'm giving an instruction for how you can unlock your Christ consciousness of hamburgers here.
Oh God!
So okay, you get the A1 steak sauce, you get an extra slice of cheese. This is key. You want that cheese oozing out of the bun.
Cheese is good. Cheese.
You ask for a little fry. Now, this is a misnomer that I heard Huey perpetuate during the stream. I have no malice toward you right now, Huey. It's fine. I understand. But a common misnomer. A common misnomer is that all of Five Guys' fries are the same size. It just is a different size cup. Not true. They tell you when you're being trained there. You make the little fry, it's 1 handful of potatoes. The regular fry, handful and a half. The large fry, 2 full handfuls. It just looks like you're always getting the same amount because they always put it in a cup that is too small for that size, and they tell you just to dump the rest of the fries on top of everything. But you get the little fry because that 1 handful of potatoes is enough to feed 2 to 3 people. I am shitting you not there. So you get that. You get a side of mayo. Do not get ketchup for those fries because for some reason ketchup does not taste good with Five Guys fries. I can't explain it. It's just the way it is. Mayo, maybe mustard if you're into mustard, or maybe just eat them plain. Don't get the Cajun seasoning, by the way. The Cajun seasoning is a fucking falsehood, and it will lead you down the path to destruction. You get the regular, just salt on those buddies. Then, if you're at a Five Guys that has a shake, you definitely get the shake, and you get the peanut butter mix-in. Not the Reese's, just the peanut butter. You don't get whipped cream, you don't get cherry, just get the peanut butter and the vanilla icing. And
that I can agree with. That's good. That peanut butter shake.
Yeah, and that is going to be a delicious free-course meal that could feed 2 people right there. You're probably going to want to have a fork as well for all the toppings that are going to fall off while you're eating the burger the first time around. And bring a designated driver because you are not going to have control of 75% of your bodily functions after you finish eating that. And that is how you properly experience Five Guys.
So,
Zach,
I'm going to describe my ideal burger. My ideal burger. You got you got your buns.
Okay.
I'm pretty flexible on the buns. Sesame's great. I really like sourdough. Sourdough is super great. Pretty flexible on the buns. You gotta get your patties. I usually like 2. I agree 2's usually a pretty good number. Kind of depends how thick they are. You get your cheese, and that's the burger.
Elma,
I think you just broke Zach's heart.
I told you my food opinions start fights.
that's not even like a regular burger. That's like the burger they put on the kids menu at a family-owned Mexican restaurant for dumb white people.
Yeah, I have ordered the burger at a Mexican restaurant for dumb white people. Yeah, I don't like sauce. Sauce is generally just too wet. I don't like it. I like my food nice and dry. Too wet. I like my food
Yeah,
dry.
yeah,
I want that food real dry.
Yeah, Back, you're starting to pick up what the VPals have been dealing with, eh?
The reason I didn't like cheeseburgers for the longest time is because I have a hard time with too many flavors at once. When I was a child, if you were to hand me a sandwich, like a just, good old ham and cheddar sandwich, I would eat the bread, I would eat the ham, and I would eat the cheese separately, individually, one at a time.
All right, so the next thing I was going to move on to is you also said you'd never eaten at a Culver's. I was going to tell you about the joys of Culver's and how it's like it's like an institution in certain parts of this great nation. But now I'm convinced that you should never go near a Culver's in your entire life. Just don't. Just don't. Wow.
Yeah, I have gotten better. I've been working on it. I can eat sandwiches put together now.
Some serious psychic damage.
Yeah, that happens. So the story of me getting better, I was like that for a long time until like well after college. And then eventually one of my first jobs was at a mod pizza. And they give you a free meal every day, and that's great. I enjoy pizza. But as you might expect, my pizza of choice was a cheese pizza with barely any sauce.
What are you, fucking little 11-year-old Macaulay Culkin?
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing. There is a reason pretty much everyone in the VPals agrees that everyone else in the VPals has a little bit of the tism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will fully accept this is the tism. But yeah,
I will say
getting
this,
a meal.
I hadn't heard of Mod's Pizza before watching that stream, and you did get me interested in it.
It's quite good. It's so good.
The closest mods to me, because I went and Googled it, it's in the capital city of the next state over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a mod.
But yeah, they
good for you.
They give you a free pizza every time you work there, which is great. I very quickly got tired of cheese pizza every day.
Would you believe that's how Teenage Vac got tricked into working at Five Guys? Is I get a free meal every shift. I love Five Guys as a restaurant. I did not like working there. That was a hellish 2 years.
Yeah, that's how Mod was. I love Mod, and I will swear by Mod. That was a rough job.
Yeah, you tip generously when you go to eat at a restaurant you used to work at, even if it's not that same location.
Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, that kind of got me to start experimenting a little more, and I feel like I'm getting better, but there's definitely still that element of like 7-year-old cuisine. It's just a little bit fancier now.
I'm just gonna make a wild assumption right here. Is there a like at least half full jug of chocolate milk in your fridge right now?
I don't like chocolate milk. It tastes too much.
You listen to Elma talk about her food opinions enough, and you start realizing, wow, you have a very sensitive tongue. It's the tism.
I am a non-fat milk person. When I drink milk, I don't drink milk a whole lot, but I'm a non-fat milk person. I like my milk. I haven't been drinking milk
a lot in the last couple of years since I stopped doing cereal.
Milk as a whole is. Oh, I take my cereal dry, no milk.
See, that I can understand. I get people who will eat cereal out of the box like it's chips.
Yeah, that one I don't think is one of my more cursed opinions. That one, I've known other people that do that.
That being said, I just don't eat cereal much anymore in general, because I used to be a breakfast cereal every morning kind of guy. Then when I started living in areas that got colder in the winter, I started alternating between it and oatmeal. And now it's just like either 2 eggs or a slice of toast. That's all I can do for breakfast anymore.
Yeah, I always wake up with like just a little bit of a stomach ache, so I usually don't want to eat for like a couple hours after I wake up, and then usually by the time I'm ready to eat, it's lunch, so I just don't typically eat breakfast.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge divergence there as well, because I usually wake up and I'm starving.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I'll make an exception if it's like a work day and I'm driving to work, and particularly if I don't want to deal with lunch at work, I'll sometimes eat a breakfast instead of a lunch, and that'll like substitute the two. But yeah, it's usually one or the other for me, either a late breakfast or a early lunch.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, I think every VPal has threatened Elma that one day we will have a giant potluck and we'll make food and force her to try it.
I used to be the type of person, if I was going to somebody's house, I would bring my own chicken nuggets to cook if I knew they were going to cook.
I'm picturing you just like getting out your backpack and pulling out like a bag of raw chicken. Like, all right, move over, everybody.
My grandparents, there was a brief window of time where I lived with my grandparents not that long ago, like I guess around when COVID started. And my grandparents, even still at that age, they would be like, hey, we made dinner. We're having this casserole or whatever. We made chicken nuggets for you.
Yeah, I do like casseroles too. I'm big on green bean casserole, but I imagine you'd think it's way too wet.
I've gotten better on it. If you put a casserole in front of me now, I would probably try it. But generally, yeah, it's not my favorite.
What are some foods that like now you've fully turned around to like now I like this and I hated it before? Are there any in that
like
category?
A full turnaround. Burgers are probably a big one. I like burgers quite a bit now, and I definitely didn't used to. What are some other ones? I get a lot more creative with my pizzas now. Like I said, my pizzas used to almost just be cheesy bread, but now I go pretty crazy on my pizzas. What else?
What's like some of your favorite toppings or styles of pizza these days?
So usually if I'm cooking myself, I have the one I do when I'm cooking myself and the one I do when I go to mod. When I'm cooking by myself, I will do white sauce because I am mildly allergic to tomatoes. So a good Alfredo sauce. I usually like a little garlic Alfredo.
Wait, why
mozzarella.
Is that funny, Bongo? Why is that funny?
Just a variety of jokes we've made about tomatoes.
Hatch has a tomato plant named Elma.
You're the Sasuke of the VPals.
Yeah. But yeah, you get the Alfredo sauce, mozzarella. I usually like to go light mozzarella because then I will usually also do an Asiago and a Parmesan. Pepperoni's great. I love my pepperonis. I usually go bacon. I go incredibly heavy on corn. This was something I discovered at Mod. Corn on pizza is phenomenal. So good. I usually will go pretty hard on salt and pepper, oregano. Pop it in. When it comes out, I will do a ranch drizzle over the top. That is like my home cooked ideal pizza.
Okay.
Lordy, good Jordy.
I don't know if there's other foods that I've turned full circle on. I just kind of get a little bit more creative with them now.
Yeah. Well, before we go on to the next thing I wanted to talk about, I did want to go ahead and cast out because aside from when I jabbed them, Buster and Snowcone have just been silent as the grave this episode. So much so that they have themselves muted. Fellas, is there anything you want to ask Elma about tonight?
Wow.
I'm very sleepy.
I've had a long day too. But trying to think. Thinking has been hard for me. Sorry if it's
that's a mood.
It's just I'm so used to just bouncing off of Elma. I'm just used to conversation. Here's how we do it.
Yeah, we sit in voice chats a lot together, so
yeah,
it's usually when Huey or Hatch or someone's working on something and just everybody else pops in and just goes hello, we shall tell jokes and make it hard for you to work.
That's not a bad atmosphere to have.
Yeah, that actually sounds pretty fun.
Right.
Excuse me.
Well, I guess if that segment's a bust, let's go ahead and go to social media for questions.
Oh, social media.
Let's go.
Yeah, because
everyone's favorite thing on the internet.
For the time being, we still have a Twitter. It's at the Modular Media, and for as long as you still have a Twitter until Elon scares the last of us off, you can ask questions for a guest to the show. I'll usually post up a little hey, ask questions here tweet the day of recording. So we did one of those for Elma, and we got a couple little questions here. First up from Hatchet Co @_Hatchet Co. What inspires and motivates you with your writings and creative works? What media, if any, kickstarted your passions?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mentioned a little bit. I've got a web novel called Dawn Star. That's probably one of my bigger like public writings. I've also been a DM for 12 years, really long. So I do a lot of like creative storytelling and writing. I would say that I am primarily fueled by spite. I will find something that I don't like or something that I feel is missing from just the world and be like, I need to create this because it doesn't exist. That was how I started writing. The very first piece of fiction I ever wrote was because I just got fed up. There's a whole cliche with gender bender manga where you've got the guy gets gender bent into a girl. There is a like male best friend that is a love interest, and then there is the girl that the guy had a crush on before gender bending. And it's always like, oh, is he gonna go for the boy or are they gonna go for the girl? And almost every time, without fail, they pull the, oh no, I'm a girl now, and being in girl body makes me really want to go suck big dick. So I gotta go date the guy now because, oh, I'm a girl and being a girl makes me really like boys.
Yeah, it's crazy how every woman ever just loves dick. It's just their favorite thing. It's all they can ever talk about. They never shut up about how much they love big honking penises.
I hate that trope so much that I just had to write a genderbender story that goes into still dating a girl. Because, hey, changing your gender doesn't change your sexuality most of the time. Sometimes it can. Usually there's other things going on in that. Usually it doesn't. Bugs me. And
It's okay.
I've done a lot
You're
of...
safe here, Elma.
I mean,
You're safe.
who better to go on that rant than you're? I'm not speaking out of turn here. I hope you're a male to female trans person, correct?
Yes, I am. And that's totally fine to say. I'm totally open about that.
Okay.
If not, you were gonna have to fucking search for that and bleep it out, Mac.
Yep. And I was mentally preparing as I said that. That's why there was so much stuttering. It's not that I'm bad at talking.
Yeah,
You're
no,
a little bad at
literally.
talking. I'm kidding. You have.
I have forced female hormones into my body, and I don't want to suck dick any more than I did before.
Elma, I will say
surprise.
this.
I'm just picturing like a guy in a doctor's coat holding like a clipboard, looking over his glasses like, you sure you don't want to suck some dick?
Elma, you should probably put an asterisk. Because if you put the word girl in front of that, I'm pretty sure you'll want to suck that.
That's true. Girl dick is different. Girl dick is quite good. That is very true.
See, that's also interesting because that's an ongoing debate. Me and or not necessarily a debate, just like a difference of opinion. Of like, Boingo has absolutely no problem with girl dick. To me, dick is like the defining thing I don't like sexually. I don't think less of a person if they identify as female and happen to have a penis, but I do not find penises attractive whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I can understand that. I'm in a similar boat. You know, I identify as a lesbian, so I can definitely understand that.
But there is a fundamental difference between a dude dick and a girl dick.
There is. There's actually a lot of scientific differences. There's it is different in a lot of like real physical ways, which is super interesting.
The classic ContraPoints. There's a difference in the mouthfeel.
Exactly. Yeah, smaller, cuter, usually smoother, and a different taste.
Interesting to note.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Pan Nap's 2-year anniversary arc at Naps_Pan. What makes the most girl of all time?
Thank you,
I feel like Pan's trolling us here. I'm not sure.
I feel like Pan's trolling.
What makes girl?
What makes girl? I have a lot of types. I have a lot of different archetypes that I can really go for. There's kind of like different classes of Elma girl. I think the one I usually go for the most like reliably and consistent, I love me a like overly confident, smug brat. Just tiny girl, super smug, real full of herself, and then usually eats shit. And I love that.
You're
so
very
good.
much into Umaru-chan.
Yes, Umaru's pretty good. Umaru's pretty good. Satania from Gabriel Dropout, if you've seen that, is like classic trope of exactly what I like.
What's the one about the demon who got transferred over to the real world and she doesn't have a job and she's trying to get money?
Gotta be more specific.
That's like 6 shows in the last 2 years, dude.
She's tan. She goes to the bar regularly.
Oh! I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name, but
Yes,
I can picture the girl. She's cute. I like her. I haven't gotten too deep into the series, but from what I've seen, I like her a lot. She's quite good.
Are you a fan of Aqua from Konosuba?
Aqua's fine.
Okay.
I think honestly,
I feel
if
like
we're going on this
Megumin
bratty-
is. Yeah, I think Megumin is more the archetype for me.
Yeah, because Aqua's just full fail girl.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a
She's
little
like
bit of that
pathetic meow
smugness,
meow.
but yeah, Aqua's a little too just like open hot mess. Megumin is more like thinks she's hot shit and then eats dirt. Granted, yeah, they're similar. I do like Aqua, but I would argue that I like Megumin a little bit more in that series. I'm also super big on Ojosumas. Kind of similar. There's still that like smugness to them. Real big on Ojosumas. Very, very, very good. Your rich girls.
What's your have you watched Agretzko?
Oh, I know Agretzko. I haven't actually watched it, but it's one that it's on my radar. I'm familiar.
I think you would find 1 or 2 characters to like in there. And as somebody whose character is that they are an office worker, I would find your take on it interesting to hear.
Yeah, it's something that I do want to watch at some point.
It's one of the only current
Definitely.
animes I've ever kept up with, and it's one of the few that I can say like I thought stayed good and got a little bit better with each passing season.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah,
Yiggy
sure.
does, or I'm sorry, Pan. I don't know why I said Yiggy. Shout out to
Everybody
both
mixes
of them,
the two up.
Yeah,
It's a
The
common
green
thing.
hair.
It probably. You're probably right there, Boingo. But Pan does have another question. What's the best feeling from making your own TTRPG system?
Yeah. I don't think I've talked about this. Like I said, I've DM'd for about 12 years. And over that, I've kind of developed. It started just as homebrew on 5th edition D&D. It's gotten so homebrew that at this point, it is more original content than D&D.
Are you at all living in fear of Hasbro's Pinkertons?
I think at this point, probably no.
You could probably
I think
publish all that and just have your own RPG.
Yeah, I think what I've got now, so I'm at the point, I'm about to end a campaign I've been running for 4 years. With the next campaign, I am starting what I consider to be a full original system. There's still a little bit of inspiration of D&D left behind, but it's very original at this point. I would feel comfortable dropping what I'm using in the next campaign online, and I might put it out there. I want to. It's just I have to figure out the logistics of like how I want to do that and getting all of that sorted out. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I like the freedom of being able to like build a system that works with how I like to run campaigns. Because D&D in a lot of ways is great, and in a lot of ways does not work for what I want to do. So being able to just build something that is exactly what I want to do is very nice. I enjoy having that accessibility.
Nice. Okay, and the last Twitter question comes from Hell Nightmare at Hell_Nightmare1. Which is better, boobs or butts or fives?
Yeah, I've got strong opinions on this one.
Okay, I feel like this could be a debate that could take us like another hour.
Yeah. This is one. This is a bit of a hot take. I feel like I don't think it's super spicy, but it's a bit of a hot take. I'm 100% a boob girl. I very much prefer boobs are number one for me. I also very vocally really like small boobs. I like all boobs. Small boobs have a very special place in my heart. Love them. After that, I would say thighs. And I don't actually care for ass that much. I am not, doesn't do anything for me. Not a big fan of butt.
I've always been felt like a very much an odd man out in that, like, I like all of those things, but you know what trumps all of them for me? A nice muscular back. Like, give me some well-defined beefy shoulder blades. Oh, mama.
Yeah. I back is good. I like muscular. I think I would go for a nice smooth back over muscular, but muscular is good. Muscular is quite good. I can definitely see that. If we're going all body types, I actually fixate probably the most on hair. I am very particular about hair. That is like the number one thing my eyes go to. And that applies to like real life and anime waifu taste. Real life girls, most of my opinions don't carry over. But I am my eyes go to people's hair. I have trouble recognizing somebody if they change their hair, because that is what my brain associates with people as over faces.
So, like, if Superman didn't have the S curl, you'd think he was Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Oh, if we're talking about hair, how do you feel about short hair Lois Lane then?
I haven't seen short hair Lois Lane.
You haven't seen Tomboy Lois? I'm pretty
out of the loop with comics.
No, this is in the new Superman cartoon.
She's a rambunctious, high energy tomboy.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't look like. Assuming I'm looking at the right thing, that doesn't look like.
I just put an image in the chat.
Oh, that's not what I was looking at. That's even less my type. Yeah, no, it's a pretty hard set rule, and this is something I observed about my taste, not necessarily like something I set for myself. Some part of the hair, doesn't have to be the entire hair, some part has to pass the shoulder. Doesn't have to be the whole thing. It can be a point. It can just be a little point, and that will do it immediately. Great. Also, hats cancel that out. If you have a hat, that can change it. Hats are nice. But yeah, some part of the hair has to touch or pass the shoulder for it to register as monkey brain activate mode.
See, I can definitely get in like a mood where I'm up for short hair, but I do like a longer, not necessarily like a flowing long locks kind of style, but like a shoulder length is usually my preferred
shoulder length is good. Shoulder length is good. I pretty much anything past that line, that's just a hard line of like yes and probably no. Beyond that, I don't think I have necessarily an ideal length. There's more you can do with long hair. It's more interesting. There's more variety to it. I like the flexibility of longer hair.
I mean, fair enough. Let me ask you this though. This is Livewire from My Adventures of Superman. How do you feel about this character design?
Ooh, that's solid. Solid. I do like the shaved sides. That's quite nice. That's solid. I don't know if it immediately pings as like waifu, but that's good. I like that design.
Okay.
I like that design.
Now,
you know what? I think
if you've seen that, I have to ask, how you feel about that compared to Livewire's classic design?
Oh, the first one is much better. Much better. That's looking like fucking Ursula, Little Mermaid.
I can see that. Jesus.
A little bit, yeah.
Get My Adventures, Siobhan.
I'm getting her. Hang on, because they did Livewire in the first episode, and then second episode is Silver Banshee. This is what Silver Banshee traditionally looks like in the comics.
Okay. I can get into that. That's solid.
If I can. The episode just dropped yesterday too, so there's not a ton of screen caps of her yet. Okay, so they made her like a cute little girl.
Ooh,
she's like way shorter than anyone else in the cast.
Ooh, I do like me a short queen.
And she's like spunky and tenacious of like, we're gonna be the best criminals.
Yeah, I like that. I like that new one quite a bit. That's also, good. I think the old one has more flavor, but I like the new one personally more.
Yeah, and it's also they're changing a lot of stuff in terms of like how the powers work in this show. So like her powers don't come from a magic curse like they do in the comics. She has a techno mask that she puts on that lets her do sonic screams.
Oh.
Yeah, and she wears skeleton leggings.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
See, Vac, this is what always happens when you start getting into conversations with Elma. It's just like you get addicted to going like, oh, here's waifus. Because you like hearing Elma be happy about waifus.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I don't love this new interpretation of Silver Banshee, especially considering how much I was attached to her recent comic reinterpretation, which doesn't even look like
I'll be right back.
the image I showed you. I'll grab New 52 Silver Banshee is my favorite version of the character. But I also acknowledge like this show isn't necessarily for me. It's meant to rope in new fans. So this is what Silver Banshee looks like in the New 52.
That's my least favorite of me.
I also don't love that design. I'm more into it for how the character was written in some of her earlier appearances. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's not like it's a version that really caught on with anyone besides me, though. So I can't get too upset.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of where I can backtrack the conversation to now.
Yeah, I think that hit the last question we were looking at.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing to really discuss there is like specific opinions about like, oh, hey, Buster's here. Buster, what's your 2 cents? Which is better, boobs, butts, or thighs?
I don't care, man.
Thank you. I was hoping for a moment like that because Buster doesn't like talking about sexy stuff at all, and I knew you'd be incredibly down for Elma.
That is like 90% of my stream content.
And it's not even that. Just like I just don't care about debating that shit. Like, if you enjoy it,
no, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like I've always been very much like. Yeah, I back is my favorite part, but I'm also more of a boob guy than I am a butt guy. But I'm also not going to get in childish arguments with butt guys. Yeah, like, what is the point of that?
Same. Absolutely the same. That's I'm not going to like stand my ground and like murder somebody over this case.
Yeah,
but I know what my opinions are. I know what I like.
Is Boingo back yet?
Like Boingo left too?
Yeah, Boingo left like 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Boingo!
Where is Boingo?
Also, why was there a bunch of Superman images in the chat?
Because we were just showing Elma the girls from the new the new Superman show, and being like, "Do you like these?"
You wish.
Oh, they'll do it eventually. That's gonna be like a season 2 or 3 thing if we get that far. You know that.
Yeah, apparently there's like a voice actress cast for her. They just haven't shown a design yet.
There is.
I've heard. I don't know.
If there is, that means that's coming this season, and oh boy.
Yeah. I guess like on the terms of they redesigned villains. I mean, they look cool. I really like. I know the Banshee doesn't look as like creepy as she used to, but like I think she still has a great design. I mean, like I'm all for taking liberties with the thing if it still means you're making a cool thing. And My Adventures of Superman is a cool thing, you know. That still gets like what Superman's about to a T. That's my take on the whole like villain redesign tech overuse discourse.
Okay, there is somebody cast for Supergirl, and I am looking up her IMDb right now.
Okay, of course. That's gonna be like, we got a background check this.
Do you have the proper credentials? Let me see your papers. She has not been in anything I've seen. She was in an episode of The Flash that I don't think I've seen, and she was in an episode of the Taken TV show.
What is a Taken TV show?
Apparently. And she's been in like a bunch of direct-to-TV movies. The actress's name, by the way, is Kiana Madeira, is how I think you would pronounce that. Yeah, never heard of her before, but hopefully she does a decent job.
Yeah. Be very interested to talk about that because they're covering the show at no price, so.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't recognize anything on that.
Actually, like speaking of TV show, I want to talk about like there's this like weird reality show that is keep creeping in my mind palace. Have you fellas ever heard of The Tester?
That sounds
That sounds
vaguely
familiar.
familiar.
That's because I tweeted about it. Now, here's why I know The Tester. Season 3 of the show.
Yes.
Everybody follows my Twitter account.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Season 3 of The Tester has a special guest star that some may be familiar with.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ego Raptor is on this show,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in season 3.
I watched the episodes with Ego Raptor until he got voted off.
Yeah, a YouTuber I've been watching called Bumbles McFumbles did like an entire like 4-part series on just even the episodes Ego Raptor wasn't a part of just like all the Tester season 3 episodes, and it is like those videos are really well done. The show sucks ass, but those videos are really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that show was not great.
Similarly, have you ever heard of King of the Nerds?
I've heard
I
bits and
have heard of
pieces.
that.
I believe it was gonna air on the Sci-Fi Channel. I can't remember if it did or not, but I heard of it years before it started because a guy who ran a YouTube channel I used to be very into was considered to be part of the cast for the first season, and he didn't make it on, and we were like, oh, that sucks, man. You could have gotten some real exposure for that. And then ads for the show started coming out like 2 years later, and we went, oh, he dodged a bullet.
Well, there's actually like a British version, and then there's an American version, because all reality TV must have multiple versions, I guess.
Yeah.
The European exclusive.
European exclusive. It's
Oh,
also
hi, Boingo.
no.
We were talking about the game show that Ego Raptor was on. Because I've been watching Bumbles McFumbles, and he has like a 4-part series on that show. It's so bad, but the videos are really funny.
Hi.
Oh man, Jay Witz was on King of the Nerds.
Yeah, apparently he won.
Oh. I haven't watched a video of his in fucking ever.
Yeah, I think
He
ever since
hasn't
the
made a
Switch,
video in fucking ever.
I haven't watched him since the Switch came out.
Like, cause didn't he get a Real Boy job that made him too busy to do videos?
Yeah, like a video game thing, and he got like fatherhood because, of course,
You act as if like being a parent is a disease.
That fucking guy went and procreated. What the hell's wrong with him?
Damn. How dare.
I didn't mean it that way.
Some of
Imagine
Modular Media's
children.
closest friends are parents.
Yeah, hey Jake, how you doing?
Lordy Kajordy.
I mean, I could, but I don't think LeVar Burton is going to come on the show.
Whoa.
Not with that attitude.
I mean, I'll email him. We'll see what happens.
All it'll take is just like one medium-sized YouTuber to agree, and it's just like, all right, cool, we did it.
Yeah, we can shut the channel down now. We got to talk to Few Adams.
We did it. We talked. We talked to Comic Pop.
After all my fucking teasing and calling out, he fucking Sal finally comes on the show, and it's just 20 minutes of him flipping me the bird and not responding to questions. That would actually be a great ad for a Fool's Day podcast, now that I think about it.
You could probably convince him to do a quick bit.
Mm-hmm. Like, hey man, can you just send us an exclusive image of you flipping the bird at a camera?
I mean, honestly, like, if we're talking about, like, no, actually, I'll talk about that later, because we have a guest on right now. We should focus on that.
Hello, guest. How are you doing, guest?
I am doing guess.
Are you enjoying your stay here at Modular Guest?
Yes, guess.
Oh, well, it's not working.
It is the best guest.
Make it more awkward.
Hello, I'm here. I'm more awkward.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well,
if you wake up and realize that it's been a half a year and we've only had one Scott video this year.
Wow.
No, because I don't think about Scott the Woz every day.
Oh, it's recently thinking. This is recently thinking.
Wow, Buster, what a fucking zoomer. All you think about is internet personalities.
You are one. You are one. You should be like thankful.
We're not internet.
Yeah, I've got to say,
personalities.
I spend most of my time probably thinking about internet personalities, but I'm also dating an internet personality, so you know.
That's fair. Oh, I didn't know anything about your partner. What's up with that? What's your relationship?
I'm dating Sareza, also in VPals.
Oh, I didn't know you two were a couple. Okay.
Yeah.
When they say wifey, they're not saying it in the cutesy internet way. They're saying it because they're actually together.
we are actually a couple. We've been going. I think, gosh, we're probably like year and a half, probably coming up on 2 years in October. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like
going for a while.
was like a couple months after VPal started.
Yeah. She's great. I love her. She's very fun.
I haven't looked into Sareza too much just yet, I have to admit, but the big thing I know is Sareza is numbers-wise the most popular out of the group, and yet
I think she gets the highest numbers.
That's Boingo's friend. Like that's I don't know anything about Sareza beyond yes, she is also in VPals.
Yeah, she I feel like our game taste is like a pretty polar opposite. She does a lot of what's a good way to summarize her game taste? It's all genres I don't play. She's been doing a lot of like Darkest Dungeons lately.
Yeah, it's
some
harsh
like
RPGs. It's immersive sims.
She likes M-Sims. She likes Metroidvanias. She does a fair bit of roguelikes. I would describe her. She's a weird mix of calm and unhinged. It's very entertaining. She's a very fun person to watch.
Yeah, I don't think there's any one VPal that's like they only play one style of game. It's like there's a slice of the pie that we all.
I think I would probably argue I'm the closest, but yeah, we tend to branch out.
Like we all like if we were an actual company, we would have our bases fucking covered because we have we cover the pie. Because we got Elma over here playing cutesy waifu RPG games and rhythm games.
Yeah.
Then you have me, which how would you describe like wackadoo? I'm fucking the weirdo.
You're the chemical X of the VTubers.
Yeah.
Oh, is this an RPG where you play dodgeball? Hell yeah. I like
cool premise.
I like finding the weirdo premises of games.
Yeah.
And then
goofy premises are fun. I like goofy premises.
And then you have Huey, who likes really big, expansive RPG stuff, like Western style RPG games. So Mass Effect, Skyrims,
Sky.
I feel like Huey's been leaning into a lot of like I guess visual Navi, but like the Danganronpa sort of things lately too.
Yeah. But like there's different flavors of like visual novels that like we each dive into. Cause like Pan also does visual novels, but like he's very much in the I don't know how to best describe it. It's Danganronpa and it's Pokemon that's Pan. Pan is Pokemon and Danganronpa.
Yeah. We've been doing Fire Emblem lately.
I would say it's more of like it's games with highly intense character designs.
I see Pan a lot with I identify Pan's content as like retro game challenge runs mostly.
Yeah.
Pan's real big on like the Pokemon challenge runs. He's doing like some Fire Emblem challenge runs now. And then he's got the Danganronpa because I know Pan loves Danganronpa and has been trying to stream Danganronpa with people for like years. I'm glad he finally got to do it.
Hatch and Yig are both art. They mostly just do art.
Yeah.
And Leshy is very much the nuts and bolts simulation Dwarf Fortress kind of stuff.
Yeah.
VPals. Hire us to be VTubers.
Hire us to make content.
Yeah.
Higher.
We take us higher.
Take me higher. I've been watching Ultra Tiga.
I was gonna ask.
Like that's not even okay. Here's the thing. So freaking like, even though in the version I'm watching, the original Take Me Higher isn't on the Tubi version, they actually sneak it into a few episodes. I have no idea how they did that, but like they actually did sneak it in. it's a whole legal mumbo jumbo. We don't have time to get into that. I don't.
Can you find the original cut of the opening from the broadcast anywhere?
Oh yeah, like
Is it just like not licensable for current projects? Is that just the problem?
yeah. Well, it's current projects, even re-releases, which is why they had to freaking make a new theme song for the DVD and streaming. You can still like
Fuck
easily,
music.
yeah.
But also
for
use
Johnny's and,
music.
like Johnny's and specifically, like you can still find the original cut like of the opening on YouTube, and like the whole song is on YouTube. If you just want to listen to it, but like
It's just that Johnny's are fucking dickbags and they'll never work with Subaraya again.
yeah, or just work with anyone because they did work on High School Heroes with frickin' Toei, but that was a whole other that show's never getting re-released. I haven't even seen a listing for a DVD, man.
Mm.
We're that's like we are lucky that someone decided to sub that as it aired. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm a really big Idolmaster fan, which is a half rhythm game, half like idol management sim that Bandai Namco makes. It's super giant old series that will never exist in the West because of music licensing. The last game they did in the series, everybody thought like this is going to be it. They're releasing the game on Steam. It should be, even if they don't release it in English, like it should at least be accessible. But it is one of the very, very few games on Steam that is region locked, and you can only purchase it if your Steam account is in Japan or like Indonesia or China and that area of the world.
Damn, Gabe, how could you do this to us?
Sucks so much. Being an Idolmaster fan outside of Japan is suffering.
Damn.
All because of music licensing.
I'm surprised the Hatsune Miku games come out in America as regularly as they do.
I feel like a lot of the music that gets used in Miku games are from like pretty small, like independent groups. I feel like the restrictions on those are a little bit lighter.
That's fair.
Vocaloid music tends to be pretty well spread out because Vocaloid music is like it's a lot like Japan's equivalent of like the indie scene. It's pretty primarily made by like just individual groups who get together and put out their own music. And occasionally you'll get groups that do well enough that they start to like get up there and do really well. But yeah, a lot of them start pretty indie doing their own thing. I like Vocaloid a lot. I can talk about Vocaloid.
Yeah, no, Vocaloid good. I just included
really
a Vocaloid reference in my recent video on Pikmin because I had a guest star who mentioned Miku, and I'm like, freaking put in Ghost Rule from Deco 27, and that's one of my favorite ones. So I just
Ghost Rule's great. I like Deco 27 a lot.
Yeah. Ghost was one of my favorite Vocaloid songs in general. Also it probably has like the best like range of everyone who covers it also does an amazing job covering it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Ghost Rule's a phenomenal song. I love that one.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to hear something fucking weird?
Maybe later.
Well, I'll explain it just for the sake of the podcast, so it's not just an empty thing. So there is a conlang, a constructed language called Tokipona. And it's basically kind of like the best way to describe it is the person who made it distinctively wanted a very simple, cutesy language for the sake of making a cutesy language. So there's only like 100 some odd words, or like 200, like very limited dictionary. And the whole point of it is it's meant to be like accessible and just fun. But several people have made Hatsune Miku songs in that language because all of the phonetics of this made up language fit Japanese phonetics. So it's really easy to do Hatsune Miku covers with.
Yeah. It's so like I've tried listening to Vocaloid in other languages and like it's fine. I just feel like the Vocaloid system is so clearly based for the Japanese language, which is a bit of a shame that it can't really branch out well into other stuff.
You can do some English, but it's very like you have to be precise with it, like the Anamanaguchi song.
Yeah, it's a little rough. They've gotten better about it over the years, but it's definitely a little on the rougher side. I imagine that's why it doesn't pick up quite as well. Like I went to college for music composition. Like that was something I, at least for a little bit of my life, wanted to do. And like I can absolutely see the appeal of Vocaloid as a composer, because you can write vocal music without having to talk to singers, which is nice.
What do you mean? I'm a singer.
I have a biased opinion because I went to a fancy music school, and oh boy, choral majors are.
Oh, don't get me fucking started on fucking actors.
There's a lot of very nice choral majors. Not all choral majors are bad, but
no, it's just sometimes when you're there, when you're very much the backstage kind of person, the onstage people forget things that you need them to remember, and it's just like, please, sir and or madam, remember this.
Yeah, I was a very big instrumental music person. I was in like wind band through most of school. And I've definitely had to do pieces with like a singer with the wind band behind them, and they very much have the attitude of like, oh yes, this is about me and all of you here to support me, so you need to do whatever I want. Oh, I'm the most important person here. And yeah. But that's also what happens when you go to a fancy music school.
I'm just kind of I'm having a hard time getting past the fact that Boingo just a few minutes ago said, "Don't get me started on fucking actors," and I'm like, dude, we're in the middle of a strike, not an appropriate time. That's gonna get taken out of context, buddy. Probably
no
by
one's
me.
gonna Coolsville us.
I might do it. I might make a short.
I'll get short with you.
I can't believe Boingo thinks actors suck.
Isn't it writers on strike?
Both of them are now.
Writers just went on strike yesterday.
Actors did.
Actors, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, writers, I'm pretty sure have been on strike.
Writers have been on strike.
Actors just went on strike.
And basically, they're on strike with the writers. It's not like two separate strikes. Yeah. It is very much. Good. No, give us what we want, but also give them what they want.
Yeah, good.
Give me what I want.
Give them what they want.
They're all out there with Batista, just going, give me what I want.
Yeah.
Also for people
who fucking creatives.
Also for people who may be unaware, as far as I'm aware, the major leaders of the strike have said it's okay to keep watching content on streaming services because they want to. It proves their point that people enjoy the content. They have not said they have not asked for the general public to boycott streaming services.
Yeah, it's mostly just support them and their plight.
Yeah,
but I just want to have that stated.
Yeah. I'm glad there's no drama in the Twitch streaming community.
Oh my god. Is that a podcast?
It could be a podcast.
I'm sure there are millions of podcasts about that.
No, that's usually our code word for we want to end the episode now. Is this a podcast? Have we podcasted now? Is that a podcast?
Have we?
I don't know. Hey Elma, you're the guest, so why don't you be the first to tell everybody where they can find you out there on the internet?
Whoa, you can find me here. Hi, I'm here. No, you can find me on twitch.tv/Elma Schwarz or twitter.com Elma Schwarz. It's just Elma Schwarz everywhere. Yeah.
All right. Buster, where can people find you on the internet?
On YouTube. Bye.
Okay. Snowcone, are you still awake? Okay. He's on Twitter at Snowcone83 and on Instagram at never_robot. Boingo, where are you?
Hi, I'm Boingo. I'm a variety of places on the internet. Twitch.tv/Boingo Writer. I'm on YouTube at Boingo Writer. I have a variety of social media platforms that are just burning to the ground and are being built up in other places. So
at least we didn't start the fire.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Boingo_Writer. I'm on Mastodon at Boingo_Writer at VT Social. So at Boingo_Writer at VT.social. That's where I'm at there. And I'm on Tumblr, link is in the description.
And I'm the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos. They're things I'm usually pretty proud of. I got a video out on Captain America.
That will have been last week by the time this comes out, but I don't know if there's going to be a video this week because I am seriously considering scrapping it due to the way a certain group of people that it would pertain to have behaved in the last couple of days. But we'll see. I don't know. Head over to youtube.com @thevacuuminator and see if I did or not. Follow me on social media. I got a TikTok. It's @the_vacuuminator. I got an Instagram. It's the same thing. I got Twitter @thevacuuminator, and I got Tumblr, thevacuuminator.tumblr.com. And that's Modular Components. That's a podcast, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you to Elma for coming on out and enduring our bullshit. And
We love Elma over here.
Yeah. Hope everybody enjoyed hanging out with us. We'll see you back here next